of the month. Thanks for our fast food places like Burger King and McDonald's and those. They give them a treat. They will feed our kids.
That's
once a
awesome.
month.
Well, that's a great reward and incentive, for the kids to have the outing and for the businesses to get involved. And when you mentioned about this year with the 95% success rate with the honor students, you're just not, this year is not the first year you've seen that.
Oh, no.
You see that year after year. Am I correct?
Yes.
With the kids through your center.
All of our children pass the CRCT. And one reason is that now at school they get on the computers. We have some old test-taking standardized books where they have to actually read and bubble in the answers, and then they have to explain to me how they got it. And that helped them more than on the computers. They fuss about it. They say, well, we've done this at school. I said, well, you do it with me. And last year, every one of them passed.
Well, that's great.
And we've had that successes before. We had a couple of failures. We had 2 children that failed the test because they dropped out. But if they stick with us through the end, they've all been very successful in their classes.
Well, that's great. Y'all keep up the great work down there, and you be encouraged. I know you've been working with it. You're once retired from the educational system, and here you are still working with kids. I know you have to have a heart for it, and
everybody says that is my ministry, that is my mission. I said, well, sometimes you get a little bit old for missions and ministries, but I enjoy it, and I get a lot of encouragement from older people.
Well, it's great that you have the volunteers supporting you. I know you have a need for more volunteers, but if someone is watching, maybe the next Miss Reliford will step to the plate to help you out, and so when you are tired, take over managing the center. Before you leave today, I don't think we gave the address, and if you would, I'll give you last comments on anything else that you would like to share regarding the Mary Hayes Center for Social Change.
Okay, we're located at 606 East Mitchell, and it's a short street, and a lot of people don't understand how to get to it. But we're just 1 block south of the intersection where the farmers market is, as you go south to the 9th grade academy. If you're coming from Walmart, we are 1 block from that section also, but we turn right on Mitchell. And it's a very short street between Gaskin and McDonald.
Gotcha.
And we're at the end of that street.
And the other street parallel to the Gaskin,
it's Gaskin and
McDonald. Yeah, so
right at the corner,
between the two.
Right at the corner of the Waycross Highway.
That's it. Well, anything else about the center or your needs or any information you would like to share with the citizens today?
We're still taking applications. We're definitely not full. I know we won't have as many as we have had in the past. Last year we had 65 enrolled because of the Boys and Girls Club opening up, and I'm sure a lot of parents will take advantage because we can't keep kids as long as they can, and we are not open during holidays, and we definitely not open during the summer. But they can call at 912-383-7267 or 912-381-0564, and they can get information on how they can get the kids enrolled.
Okay. All right, well, Ms. Reliford, we thank you for coming today and sharing information about the Mary Hayes Center, and we want people to definitely give you a call to help out if they're interested in volunteering or in making donations to the center.
I thank you for asking me, and I know this was the second time you asked me.
It's okay. I know you're a busy lady. You have your hands full with the center and some personal things.
Yes,
we do understand. But we thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Douglas on My Mind right after this break.
Don't miss the South Georgia Outdoor Expo in Douglas. It starts with a wild game supper with Vietnam veteran Tommy Clack as the guest speaker, then 2 days of fun activities for the whole family, including the WOW Whitetail King Collection exhibit, Michael Memphis Douglas and Larry Shorty Coleman of the Harlem Legends, Kevin King and his Straight Jacket Monster Truck, and Butch Moger's Super Critter Getter Truck, the Snakes Alive Show with Steve Scruggs, Fishing Workshop with Bert Diener, Duck Hunting Workshop with Clint Chipman, and more. You could win a $500 jackpot, a Hoyt Carbon Spider bow, or other great prizes. This show is brought to you by these great partners. Don't miss it.
WDTV 13. Programming is sponsored by McCrary Daniels Insurance Agency.
100 Men in Black and Roscoe Allen Company. 100 Men in Black working to bring unity to our community since 2002. Boss Riders and Roscoe Allen Company. The Boss Riders serving the Coffee County community for over 20 years.
Joe's Check Cashing.
Dewey Hayes Jr., attorney at law, selected to the top 100 trial lawyers in the state of Georgia.
Roscoe Allen Jr. and Goulas Modular Buildings in Ocilla, Georgia. We proudly support local programming on WDTV 13.
We are back from break, and joining me on the show now is Chris Elrod, who is the Chief of Police for the City of Nicholls. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you.
Glad to have you here, and you're here as the official spokesperson for the Nicholls Founders Day. Is that right?
I am the official spokesperson.
Well, great. Well, if you would share with everyone, when is the Nicholls Founders Day, and how did it get started?
Our Founders Day this year is September the 26th and 27th, and it got started by a group of people that we wanted to get together and celebrate the conception in the city of Nicholls. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how it got off the ground, and we celebrate it today. So
how many years have you been having the Founders Day event?
I don't know exactly, but I do know the 20 years I've been there, we've been doing it. So
okay.
So for a long time.
Okay, well, great. And you said it's September 26th and 27th, so
yes,
this
ma'am.
is giving everyone enough notice. Pencil it in, ink it in on your calendar so you can be sure to attend. I notice you have a theme every year. What is your theme?
Our theme this year, and I'm going to read it right off this paper where I'll know exactly what it is Down Home in the South.
Down Home in the South, okay. So what can people expect during this year's event? You start on a Friday?
On a Friday night, we're starting this year, and we're changing it up a little bit this year. Normally we just have one band on Friday night, but this year we'll have a couple of bands, and we start Friday night at 8 o'clock with some music.
What's the genre of the music?
I've never heard the band we're going to have this Friday night, but they are Deviate, and I've heard a lot of things about them. I'm thinking probably a southern rock band, somewhere in that genre. Me personally, I've never heard them, so I'm looking forward to hearing them and see what they're about.
Now they're going to be playing where
at the arena, at the South Georgia Youth Park.
And what time again does that start?
It starts at 8 and goes to 12 o'clock. And bring your lounge chairs, and of course it's out of the weather.
Free outdoor.
Free everything with Founders Day is free to everybody that wants to come.
What about except for food vendors?
Except for vendors and food.
I know from your stuff, except for the food vendors.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
But the bands are free. The parade is free, and we'll talk about the parade in a minute.
Yes.
All the stuff to do will be free. Mm-hmm. There'll be some things there for kids normally, and that will be a nominal charge probably to do, such as bouncy houses and that type of stuff.
It's always good to have some activities for the kids to enjoy. Okay, so tell us about Saturday, the next day, what happens?
Saturday we start at 10 o'clock in the morning with our parade. Mm-hmm. We ask that everybody be there at 9:30 to line up, and we line up on Teston Avenue. Mm-hmm. The police cars will start there at the corner of Teston and South Liberty Street, and it will go around Teston all the way around Coffee Street. So we normally have a really good turnout on our parade. Okay. We normally have a lot of people over there.
Parade.
Yes. So we ask that everybody be there lined up by 9:30. Anybody that has anything that they want to put in the parade are welcome. So
No pre-registration, just show up.
No fee, just come get in line, and we'll kind of help you get in line, and we're ready to go.
Okay. Let's see, what else?
Also,
take place on Saturday.
Also at 10 o'clock, it starts at the same time as the parade is our meat goat show, and we've got a tradition with that now. We've had the meat goat show going for several years now.
Now, where's the meat goat show?
It's basically what most people would think about a hog show or a cow show, where they judge the animal and they go by the health of the animal and how well it's been taken care of, how the handler handles the goat, and they just do an overall assessment of the goat and how it's handled. So
Okay.
It's normally pretty interesting.
Okay, well, great. So once the meat goat event and the parade, what else takes place on Saturday at that point?
After the meat goat show should get over somewhere around 12 or 12:30, we will start, and this is something new that we're doing here. We're going to have a couple of singers probably, but then we're going to feature the Blackwater Band. And
I remember them.
That's right. And normally we do one main feature band for the weekend, and that's normally on Friday night. But this year we're going to try to keep people there and keep people with something to do on Saturday afternoon. So we look forward to having them there. They always put on a really good show. They sing all types of genre of music and just are a really good band.
I remember them from when we were doing the National Barbecue Festival. They were one of our headliner bands. A very good selection right there. On Saturday, I know from coming over to some of the past events, you have vendors. Line the streets out at the arena, same thing.
Yes, ma'am.
If someone wants to do yard sale related, if people have crafts.
We actually had a lot of people last year doing yard sales just uptown.
Yes.
So it's a time to come over there and maybe pick up something that you've been wanting that you can't find, that maybe somebody's had that wanting to sell it, kind of deal. So
well, being in the events planning business, for the city of Douglas, and the public information officer, I do believe that every community, no matter how small you are, you should come up with some festival or some type of event to commemorate or draw attention to your community.
Well, and I associate Founders Day to homecoming. I mean, you talk about homecoming at church. This is a homecoming for the city. People come, and some people I've seen and some people I hadn't seen in several years, and it's good to sit around and talk and catch up on who's doing what and what's doing what and just what's going on with people.
So as we say in the South, y'all come on back.
That's right. That's
come on
exactly
back down to Nicholls, Georgia during that weekend. I love the color shirt you have on today, and I know you brought some T-shirts, so tell everyone about these shirts.
These are shirts this year. The front of it, of course, has Nicholls Founders Day 2014. The back of it actually is our theme. It says Down Home in the South, Nicholls, Georgia, 34th Annual Founders Day 2014. So as you can tell, 34 years of Founders Day.
Oh,
this is our mint green one.
That's Kimberly's.
And this is our yellow shirt. And of course, I've probably messed the official color up, but they'll probably tell me about it at City Hall. And this is our.
They're gonna call it a buttercup.
Yeah, it'll be some silly girly color. But this is our yellow shirt. Now our shirts are there at City Hall for sale. They're ranging from $8 to $10 to $12 depending on size.
And you'll have them at the event as well?
Yes, I'm sure we'll probably sell some there at the event too.
Okay. Do you take sponsors for this event, or for the part that the city has to plan and organize, or volunteers?
We really just, this is part of our budgeted yearly budget. It's in our yearly budget, so really we hadn't done a lot of sponsors. We just normally put it on for our citizens and the people of Coffee County.
Do you have a need for volunteers?
Of course, always.
Okay. So if someone wants to volunteer, what are you looking for? What areas things you need them to do?
Probably in the vending area, because of normally our fire department sells